Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is your spiritual cheerleader here, Toyia, and this is Prosperous Living with Toyia. So I want to come on here and talk about, I don't know if you guys have been seeing this new, of course not new, but a new way of saying or experiencing this life, and it's called phase 2. And they talk more about feeling, and they want to debunk mainstream manifestation, whatever that is. I think anything that's on social media, we all can say it's mainstream. We try to say things are a secret, but if people know about it, can it really be a secret? Like, if it's so secretive, if it's something that no one is sharing, no one wants you to know, then how do we have the information? We all come into information or enlightenment or the change or the spiritual journey at different times, different levels, different intervals of life, right? Not everybody is going to get the same information in the same way that you get it. Not everyone is going to understand it the way you understand it. And I know when I first came into this information, which was through law of attraction, and then I went more and leaned more towards law of assumption or the law of belief, and the law of belief, I did try to debunk what law of attraction was saying. I do believe they leave out some information. They make it more about inspired or motivated action, whereas law of assumption is more like it's an automatic action. You really don't have to think about what you're going to do. Oh, my camera looks a little crooked. Hopefully the video. Okay, yeah, so, and where Neville Goddard and Joseph Murphy, those that teach law of assumption, law of attraction, law of belief, they say that you don't even have to really worry about what to do, because the doing is based on your consciousness, is based on your concept of yourself. So if you believe that you are already the being that you want to be, or you already have the things you want to have, then the action is really, I won't say inconsequential, but it isn't something you have to really monitor or really think about. It's going to naturally take place. So, giving an example, if you believe that, and which most of us do when we come into this experience, we have been conditioned to believe in lack, right? We have been conditioned to have a poverty mindset, to believe that there's not enough money, food, clothing, shelter to go around, right? We're told that you must scrape, you must compete, you must do things in order to get those things to come into your life. But if you really sit back and analyze, you will see that you really didn't have to do anything to make yourself experience lack, right? Just the simple fact that you had the consciousness, the awareness that you didn't have enough money, circumstances, situations, those things just automatically came into your experience. So I know you've probably said or have heard, maybe in your family, close friends, or even on TV, social media for that aspect, is that, man, it doesn't matter how much I try to save, no matter how much I work, I never seem to have enough money. I always just have enough, or I'm always struggling and all my money goes to bills. That is a consciousness or an awareness of lack, scarcity, right? That is a mentality. That is a poverty mentality. But then when you shift and you come to understand, I keep thinking lack and I keep experiencing it. I have the consciousness of lack. I need to shift that mindset and believe and feel and know, regardless of what's going on around me, that actually there's an abundance of everything. If I would just sit back and look, you can walk up and down. Whether you walk, bike, drive, or watch TV, you will see there's an abundance of everything. Like, you can just look and see, oh, they're actually, when they made my car, they didn't just make one. when they made that purse, they didn't just make one. We can go on these different websites, right? When you go on clothing websites, or when you go on grocery stores, or when you go on car lots, or when you go on these apps looking for homes for real estate, you find a lot of everything, right? There is plenty. So when you decide, I'm going to see life from that perspective, I'm going to start noticing the abundance of everything. Like, I don't know if you all recall, maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago, when it was the save the trees mentality, right? That we didn't have enough trees in the world, so we needed to stop using Xerox paper and doing all that different stuff, right? And I don't know how long it lasted. And during the time that I was working in corporate America, it was like, oh, don't print, save the trees, save the trees. Where did that mentality go, right? Because I still laugh at how many mailings I get in my mailbox, how much, what we call junk mail I get. People still use paper. We still use it. And that whole thought that there aren't enough trees, we have to save the trees, went away. Anytime you have the consciousness of lack, it is going to show up in your world, and it's going to be magnified. So the shift that you want to make is to decide, I want to see abundance. Now, this phase 2 teaching would say that your mindset doesn't matter. It's only about feeling. And then you have some law of attraction, or those on the enlightened path would say, it's not your feelings, it's your words that you say, it's the thoughts that you have, it's your idea. Well, I would say it's both. It's not either or, it's both and. We have thoughts, and then we have feelings about those thoughts. And I believe when scripture says the two must become one, it was talking about your thoughts and your feelings, your mind and your heart. They must be married together. And not necessarily your mind, because I'm not talking about the mind like your brain. I'm talking about the mind when I'm talking about consciousness, your awareness, your concept of yourself. So we all have thoughts all the time. And yes, I know it's a school of thought out there that says that you are not your thoughts. To me, that's neither here nor there. You being your thought or not being your thought, to me, is not the point of attraction. That's not the point that you want to make. It's that you want to get to the part where you control the thoughts that you have. You can control your thoughts. You have a choice on what you're going to accept, believe, assume, consent to, expect, intend, right? That is the only action required in this journey, that you decide what it is that you believe. And you have to see how you feel about that belief. And the feeling is not so much, or am I happy or sad, glad or depressed about it. That's not the feeling. It's the feeling that you want to have is the naturalness of being the thing or having the thing that you desire. Does it feel natural to you to recognize your abundance? Does it feel natural to you to be in that relationship that is loving and nurturing and all-encompassing and giving and receiving? Do those things feel natural to you? But what comes first? Does the feeling come first, or does the thought? Because normally I would say the thought comes first and then the feeling follows. Maybe some people would think that a feeling comes first and it conjures up thoughts, but where's the feeling coming from? The feeling may be coming from past experiences. And how those experiences expressed in thought, right? You thought about it. You remembered. You thought you remembered. You had a memory, whatever it was, and you associated a feeling with it, right? And so when you didn't have enough money to pay rent, you associated a feeling of lack. The shift you want to make is not to judge and say that you don't have enough money, you want to, even though your physical world may be telling you you don't have enough money, that's not what you want to give your attention to. You want to give your attention to the reality in your mind, the concept of yourself, that new person, new being you are desiring to be, and then allow yourself to be that person, that has more than enough, that when your mortgage or rent is due, right? And normally you will react and be like, you would stress, you would worry, you would be concerned about how am I going to get this money, because every month it's the same thing. I barely have enough. Are you going to continue to have the same reactions to life, or are you going to decide that way has not been working for me, because every time I give energy or attention to not having enough, I continue to experience it. So I'm going to try something different. I'm going to decide that I'm not even going to worry about it. The rent is already paid. How? Not my concern. I'm just supposed to assume, law of assumption, assume that the money is there, and walk, believe, talk, think as though it's there. And it doesn't necessarily mean to even talk about it with anybody or even talk about it with yourself. If you know that money is there, are you really talking about money being there? Not necessarily. It's almost like, do you really talk about breathing? No, you just naturally breathe, right? Do you talk about the movement of your body when you walk? No, you just naturally have the movement of your body when you walk. That's when we talk about the naturalness of being something. You're not really giving too much thought to it, which means you're not really worrying about it. You're not really anxious or stressful about it. You're really in a good mood. You're in a knowing state about it. Like, I just know. What I don't know is how it's going to happen. What I do know is already there, because if I already have it, then trying to figure out how it got there is not my concern, right? Like, that shouldn't be my focus. My focus should be, how do I feel now that I have the thing I said I have? Now that I know that I am this abundant person who has unlimited money, who has an abundance and overflow, that money is just always there whenever I need it. It's not even that a needing type thing, right? It's just their thing. It's I don't need or want for anything. I already possess all. And so that's a shift you have to make, right? And it's a choice you have to make. And so this new school of thought, what they call it new, is not really new. It's not, it's everybody's saying the same thing, I believe, but some people don't fully grasp or fully understand, because like, well, that didn't work for me. This worked, so that over there must be wrong. No, it's not wrong. It works for those people. It just wasn't meant for you. It wasn't for you to grasp. But it doesn't make it wrong, because then that's judgment. Because it was interesting to me, those who are teaching this phase 2 concept, which I do like a lot of the concepts. Like I said, the only thing I may disagree with is that it's just all about feeling. It's not about mindset. When I believe it's all mindset, all feeling. They must be married together. The two must become one. Your thoughts and feelings have to agree. If you believe that if you want to be abundant, and that's what you're telling yourself mentally, that I desire to be abundance is everywhere. Now you must match the feeling, the naturalness of actually being abundant. You have to allow the feeling of abundance to saturate your being, to become that which you are saying you now are. Because again, it's not what you say, is what you accept, is what you believe, is what you assume. But you still have to have the idea. You still have to have the premise. You still have to have the concept. And concepts are expressed in words or thoughts or ideas, right? So to say that, oh, it's just all feeling, but how they're communicating to you is all. But you have to stop doing this. Stop telling this story. Stop giving your energy to this. Stop doing this, but then tell you, but that's not a change. That has nothing to do with mindset. It's all about feeling. I don't know how that meshes. to me, again, is trying to say I have all the answers and other people don't have all the answers, which is not true. We all have the answers, but we're all at different levels, at different intervals, at different stages of our life where we are open and ready to receive more information and what is necessary to live the more abundant life, or have a more prosperous way of living, a more prosperous way of being. And I know the world likes the contrarian. The world likes the, all right, you know what? Yeah, they are wrong. You're right. You're right. You're all right. Oh yes, they're just so wrong. They just got it so wrong. And it's not that they have it wrong, it's that they just don't have the understanding that you have. And you're saying that your understanding is so different from theirs that they should listen to you and follow you, and they need you to mentor them so then they can experience the abundant life where, I believe that no one needs a teacher. The teacher is within, and like they said, it's this saying that says when the student is ready, the teacher or mentor will appear. And I just don't believe they'll charge you for it, but I know Neville Goddard was a rare find, right? He did not charge for what he got freely, right? He was under the tutelage of Abdullah, him and Joseph Murphy. And from my understanding, they did not pay for that information, for that knowledge, for their training, their mentorship. So when he decided to go and say that he's supposed to share this information with others, he also believed this is not something you charge people for. This is something you freely give. And so I'm under that same mindset. Now, am I saying that those that charge for it are wrong? No, I just think it's interesting that they didn't pay for the information yet. Because they have the information now, they want to charge you for it, right? Like they read a book or they hit a mentor, the mentor did not charge them yet, they're going to charge you like, well, I somehow found the key opened up so many doors for me, and now I'm going to share this information, but I can't give it to you for free. Sorry, I have to pay my bills. I have to live. But if consciousness is the only reality, and the higher self, you of your own self can do nothing. You can't make money come to you no matter how much you think you can, because those that try to make money come really are the ones who struggle and strive for life, and they put a lot of effort and they don't have a lot to show for it on the other end. Because remember, this life is not just about how much the accumulation of money, right? It's about peace. It's about joy. It's about love. It's about compassion. It's about sharing. It's about knowing that I am you, you are me, and together we make up the one consciousness that is, and that there is no seeming other. Everyone is just an expression of your own concept of yourself. And so whatever you believe yourself to be, that's what you will see in your world, whatever that is, or in whatever form it takes. And it takes on many forms. Many people come to your experience, and as Neville teaches, that they're just coming to confirm your own consciousness. So what I say to this, they're calling it phase 2, and again, they didn't originate the saying, right? Other people have used that terminology, but now they're deciding to spread it and say that it's a secret of the wealthy, when it's not a secret of the wealthy. It is the key to prosperous living. And prosperous living can come in so many forms, right? It's not about the accumulation of wealth. It's understanding that you have unlimited wealth. You have unlimited health. Like well-being is your natural state. That love is who you are. Love is the ultimate. Love is the essence of our being. And when you focus on the love, the appreciation, which is what I love. They definitely teach appreciation, although they say appreciation was different from love, which I was like, okay, there we go again. Love is all there is. Appreciation is a byproduct of love. Love is who you are. Appreciation is a way that you display love, that you show love by what? Appreciating the world and life all around you. correct? Yes, it's all about everything that you love, everything that you are, everything that you can be. And when you have decided to shift to the state in which you want to express, you will express it because you assumed you already are it. So yes, more videos coming on understanding that thought and feeling have to be married. The two must become one. And more on love. I feel like love is just not talked about enough. We focus so much on the accumulation of things, we forget to love ourselves. Because, okay, you get the money, right? You have the car, you have the beautiful home, and then what? You know, there are so many people that have those things, but they don't have appreciation for life. They have spent so much of their time in the getting of things instead of recognizing that they already possess all things, and that love is what truly they desire, is what truly who they are. They already have everything they could possibly want. And it is wrapped up in love. Love is the ultimate. Love is not fearful. It is not doubtful. It doesn't even compromise. It does not sacrifice. It has nothing to do with lack. It has nothing to do with trying to make things happen. It is all about giving, receiving, joy, happiness, health, prosperity, success in all things. When you come to recognize that there is no wrongness, there is no, the law of life is truly the law of belief. We are a law unto ourselves. When I say we are a law unto ourselves, we have certain beliefs, certain conditions that we have placed on life. And when we go against those beliefs, those core beliefs, and we think that we can operate outside of our own awareness, that's when we have a lot of calamity in life. You cannot go against your own law. And so when I say that, I'm going to give you an example. If you believe that eating too much potato chips puts weight gain on you, and then you continue to eat the potato chips and say the only way the weight is going to come off of you is that you have to stop eating potato chips and exercise, well, that is a law that you created for yourself, and you're going to have to abide by that law. Because you just as easily say that food is energy, as the Bible says, there's nothing to him that deems something to be, oh my goodness, I'm losing the scripture, that there is nothing unclean on itself, but to him that deems it to be unclean, to him it is unclean. Meaning, if you deem that something is wrong for you, it will be wrong for you, not for the other person. Because another person can eat chips all day long and they don't gain an ounce of weight. They're maintaining their weight since high school or since college, and they're still looking good. They don't have to exercise. They don't have to have no special diet. They eat whatever they want to, eat it as much as they want, and because they just enjoying life and they don't care and they appreciate it all. They understand that everything is energy. There's nothing that's not energy. Everything is God. There's nothing that's not God. Everything is love. There's nothing that's not love. All those words are synonymous. There's nothing but source. Everything is source. Your source, I'm source. The food is source. The rock is source. The chair is source. It's all just energy expressed in an infinite, innumerable, myriad amount of ways, right? So you have to decide and come to the conclusion of what you want your life to look like and how you want it to be. And then assume that you already are that. Get in the feeling of already having that which what you thought. The thought came first. You decided, you made a choice, you had a premise, you had an idea. That was first. And then you had to think about what you thought about it. You have to sit with yourself and say, how do I feel Now I am that person. What am I doing? What do I see? What actions am I taking? Not physical actions, but mental actions, because the physical actions are secondary. The cause is mental. What you do within your mind, within your imagination, when you sit with yourself, when you believe what you want, when you believe what you want to have, the thing you do is naturally done. It just happens naturally. So thank you guys for I just want to close with thanking everyone for subscribing to my channel. My channel has grown so much. I am now at over 500 subscribers, and to me, I think that is a great feat, and I want to thank all of you for subscribing to this channel. I will continue to put out more teachings of Neville, because that is someone who I truly resonate with. Like I said, I came from the church, so I guess the understanding more that the Bible is mind science, it just resonates more with me. I know some people don't come from a church background, so his teachings may not resonate with them because it's like over their head, they don't connect with it, which is completely fine. Everybody has their own path, everybody has their own journey, but we're all here to learn to remember to have the prosperous way of life, however that may be. You know, everybody don't want to be $1 billion rich, right? Some people just want a comfortable lifestyle. Some people just want the loving relationships, a healthy body, and just enjoy life day to day. Whatever that looks like, you already are it. You just have to convince yourself of it. And you convince yourself of it, but what? By how? Just giving your attention to the thing you say you already are. When you give your attention to what you already are, all the other thoughts are dispelled. Everything else dies from lack of what? Energy, from lack of attention. So, again, thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. Please comment, like, share, ask me questions. You know, if you ask me some questions, I can talk about the topic, and you know, that helps me give you more content, helps me help you along your journey. Again, I'm just your cheerleader, helping you along to remember that you are the creator of your own experience, that you are the God of your world, that you are the generator, operator, demonstrator of all that is, that creation is finished. That was done before we came into this body, and all we're doing is unveiling, revealing that which already exists. So with that being said, I part with you with this. Beloved, I pray above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. Oh, and again, I forgot that I have an ebook on affirmations and scriptures. And again, I believe that the mind first has to be transformed, as the scripture says. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So I make this ebook with a lot of my personal affirmations and a lot of scriptures that have the promises of the abundant life for us. And I believe that will help you to transform your mindset in order so you can get the feeling of being the person you want to be, to have the experiences you want in this journey, on this dance, on, you know, however you want to describe this experience that we're having. I believe that this book is a stepping stone to helping you transform your thinking, which will in essence transform your feeling, because feeling is the secret. It must be married to your thoughts. And so the name of the book is Daily Diamond Gems. It is a powerful book of affirmations and scriptures. The link will be in the description. Until next time, make this day great.